Everyone, my name is Ember, and this is Changing Beliefs in Repressed Memory and Dissociative Amnesia. So the article that I chose to research for this looked into some of the controversial topics about memory that are really misunderstood. So repressed memory and dissociative amnesia. So the authors of this article are Henry Otgar, he's the main author, Ivan Manguli, Paul Resis, Oliver Dodier, and Lawrence Patihis. So these authors conducted a study on if these controversial beliefs regarding repressed memory and dissociative amnesia could be changed or not. Repressed memory may be defined as a reversible memory impairment in which memories of personal experience, usually following a traumatic event, cannot be retrieved in verbal form. In other words, when you go through something traumatic, you kind of push down those memories. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to talk about it. It can't affect you anymore. Dissociative amnesia is defined as an inability to recall information that is traumatic or stressful in nature. It is inconsistent with ordinary forgetting, and it's not caused by substance use or a neurological condition. So these two definitions are very similar. They fit very seamlessly into one another, which has led to a lot of misunderstandings about the validity and the symptoms of these two conditions. Misunderstandings are really prevalent in fields like clinical psychology and in the courtroom for lawyers. This leads to misdiagnosing patients, retrieving false memories, and can also lead to falsely convicting someone based on falsely retrieved memories. So how was this study actually conducted? So this article consists of 3 different studies that tested the same factors to slightly different degrees. Participants were enrolled in a university-level course on the science of memory, which was taught by one of the authors, Henry Otgar. Students were given a survey where they were required to rate statements regarding repressed memory and dissociative amnesia based on how much they personally agreed with each statement. The surveys were given before and after completing this course, which was 11 weeks apart. The third study in this article also had a case vignette where students read a case and were asked to share whether they believed the case is an example of dissociative amnesia or not. Participants of these studies were students of KU Leuven, which is a university in Belgium, in the Law and Criminology department. The participants ranged from 20 to 23 years old and were mostly female identifying. The article did not include any further information about participant demographics like race or socioeconomic status. Researchers compared the student surveys before and after completing the course on the science of memory. So the results of all 3 studies showed that individuals' beliefs about repressed memory and dissociative amnesia can in fact be changed. All participants demonstrated a change in beliefs before and after attending the course on the science of memory. Some of the positive critiques for this article is that the information is very current and relevant as it was published in 2022. And down here, the journal was also published to a very well-known and peer-reviewed journal, which makes it very credible as well. The study only considered data from students who responded to the survey both before and after completing the course. Within the article also had several very easy-to-read charts that showed what each of the statements were, their average ratings, and significant statistical analysis of all of the data. I found a lot of negative critiques about this article, so these are just some of them. So the first one is that the study did not explain how they acquired their participants. We don't know if they were chosen at random, if every single person attending this university had an equal chance of participating. That information was not disclosed. A lot of the critical information throughout the article was placed in the wrong section, which was very confusing for me as a reader. So for example, some of the clarifying information about the case vignette in study 3 was put in the discussion where it should have gone in the methods section. This was a big one for me. The authors did not explicitly include weaknesses of the study in the discussion, which lacks accountability and, as I said, a lack of clarification. A very big talking point in the introduction of this article was that misconceptions about these topics directly affect clinical psychologists, lawyers, and social workers. It is my personal opinion that this study missed 3 great opportunities to seek participants within those fields to educate them stronger on the science of memory so that it can be applied to their work safely and accurately. And the last critique I had was that the researchers used a site called Qualtrics to create the survey which participants filled out. I did some very quick research into this site and found that Qualtrics is also able to analyze datasets digitally. The study did not disclose if the site, Qualtrics, or the researchers analyzed the data and calculated the final results, and this could lead to a lot of inconsistencies in the data, or skipped a data set entirely, things like that. That is all I have. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed.